Hello everyone and welcome to a weekly reading vlog. Well, is it going to be weekly? Actually, I'm not sure. We'll see. So I'm going to tell you a wee secret. We're currently still in April. When I'm filming this, when I'm starting to film this, I'm still in April. But do you know what? I kind of was having a wee bit of a dip in my reading. I DNF'd my first book of the year, which wasn't fun. But I wasn't having fun reading it, so I was not going to continue to not having fun. But I kind of felt a wee bit slumpy after that. So I was like, do you know what? I know exactly what's going to get me out of this reading slump. An anticipated release. Like, I think I'm going to give this book 4 or 5 stars, right? But it is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. And I thought to myself, do you know what? It's not on my monthly TBR. Is this lighting going to be annoying? I'm sorry if it is, but like, I can't help it. It's so sunny today. I mean, it's good. I look like a caricature because of the sun now. So as I was saying, because I was feeling a wee bit slumpy, I thought to myself, I can't take the risk here. I was like, I've already missed an upload. We'll get to that later. I was like, I don't want to then be in a reading slump for ages because I was already in a reading slump in February and I was like, I don't want to be in another one. So I thought to myself, scrap the TBR. Because I wasn't in the mood for any of it. I kind of just wanted to pick up romance and I kind of just wanted to pick up books that I know I'm going to love. So I have decided to do this video where I'm going to read my most anticipated releases of the year. And I'm so excited about it. I'm not going to read them one after the other, which is why I'm thinking it's not going to be a weekly reading vlog. It's kind of just going to be a reading vlog throughout the month of May. So the first one is not on the TBR and it was not on my last month's TBR either, but it's This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Now this is one of the books that I was so looking forward to coming out this year. So in this book you follow Soledad Barnes. You're introduced to Soledad and her relationship in the first book in the series, which was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. And you kind of realise that her friend group are not that big a fan of her husband. Now she's been with her husband Edward Barnes for 20 years. She has 3 young girls with him. She's married. She's been quite happily in her marriage. She's a stay-at-home mum. He's kind of the one that goes out to work. He kind of works for this big company and brings in all the money and all that kind of stuff. But you realise in the first couple of chapters of this book that Edward really does not appreciate that what Soledad does is a full-time job. Like, being a stay-at-home mum is a full-time job. If you think that just because you're out earning money that you're the one with a full-time job, yes, it is a full-time job. Of course it is. Of course it is, right? But to think that your wife is sitting at home twiddling her thumbs, just spending your money and not actually doing anything of worth, meanwhile she's actually like taking care of the entire family. Cracked. Absolutely cracked. This man, instantly, I was like, I don't like you. And then something else happens. So there is a sense of betrayal in this. It's not even a sense. There is a betrayal that happens in this. But the betrayal that happens is then upped again. And it's upped again. And Edward Barnes became fictional male public enemy #1. He's at the top of my list at the moment. That'll probably change the next time we have a man like this. But honestly, I was like, you're having a laugh. This man doesn't actually have a clue what he's got. Like, he's... Anyway, so I'm currently on page 264. I'm on chapter 32. I've been reading this for the past, I think, 2 or 3 days. I'm honestly almost finished it. But I thought to myself, I really want to vlog this experience because I'm having such reactions to it. And I'm like, I want to speak to somebody about it. So it's you. So after the betrayal that happens, Soledad ends up being a single mother and she's trying to kind of get to grips with life, not relying on her husband bringing money on, not relying on her husband to do what he was currently doing before. Apart from working and being a bad guy, not really doing much else, was he? But she's kind of going on this journey of kind of self-discovery. She's trying to realise or kind of trying to understand who she is without her husband. She's obviously having to cover her family financially now as well. So she's the one that has to bring in all the money. She still has to take care of her kids. So it's just kind of her journey of like trying to figure out how to do all of this. And she's got a really good group of friends around her. She's got a really good family dynamic with her sisters and all that kind of stuff. It's just so lovely to see her come into her own. Meanwhile, on the side, we have Judah Cross. Oh my gosh. Are you joking? I knew I was going to like Judah Cross. I knew I was going to like him, but I didn't know I was going to like him this much. Like, tears are coming to my eyes because I love these two as a couple. Like, I love the two of them as a couple. I'm whispering so hard. So see the two of them coming together, and I'll be honest, it's not even really happened yet. Like, there's a couple of things that have happened. Like, they've had a kiss and some things, but nothing really has happened yet. It's very much a slow burn relationship with her getting to know one another, because Soledad really doesn't want to have to rely on a man. That's her whole thing. She wants to be able to trust herself that she can do all of this and she can cover everything on her own. She doesn't want to get into a relationship too quickly because, as I said, she doesn't want to feel like she has to rely on someone else. She wants to be able to do it on her own, and she wants to be comfortable knowing that she can provide for her family. And it's such a good book in that way, because Judah gives her the space. He's not pressuring her in any way. He's just kind of letting her find her feet, like being so patient and just being such a good guy. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy about it. Honestly, I knew I was going to love this book going into it, and I'm so glad that I'm enjoying it as much as I am. As I said, it's very slow. It's very you're kind of getting the building blocks of the relationship. You're kind of seeing it step by step and like kind of wee bits here and there, and it's lovely. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think I'll probably be able to get this finished in the next like 2 days roughly, I'm guessing, because I need to edit my video for Wednesday because I never uploaded a video last week. I don't know when you're going to see this, but I missed a week. I was just kind of bummed about a situation that happened, and I was like, do you know what? I actually can't face like sitting, film and watch myself talk about books. Like I don't want to do it. So I simply did not. And I'm quite glad, because I feel like I've regrouped. I feel like I've kind of got back into a good place. It's the first time I've felt like that in a good wee while, like proper bummed. Like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to, all that kind of stuff. So I was kind of glad that I took a wee week off, you know. I was also kind of bummed because I took the week off as well. But, you know, sometimes you just need to do that. And I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad I'm back. And I'm glad that I'm reading books again. And I'm glad I'm reading books that I enjoy again. So it was probably necessary, wasn't it? Now, I know I said these were like going to be my most anticipated releases of the year. This takes #1 spot. #1 spot, most anticipated release of the year for me, Funny Story by Emily Henry. If you've watched literally any of my other videos, I have probably mentioned Beach Read. I have probably mentioned Happy Place in some capacity. I have definitely mentioned Emily Henry, I think, in most videos, because her writing and me, I just connect to it so well. Like, even books that I don't think I'm going to connect with Emily Henry's, I do. Like Happy Place, I was like, oh, I'm never going to find something in here that like I really, truly like connect to the characters with. And I did. And I loved it. And Beach Read is just that book. I'm definitely going to be reading Funny Story in this vlog. I don't know when, probably in the next couple of weeks, because as I said, I don't want to read like my 5-star kind of predictions, I guess. I've not even done a 5-star predictions. Maybe I should do that for the end of the year. I'm not going to do them back to back because I don't want to end up putting myself in a reading slump by reading a book that maybe isn't that way. So I'm going to kind of space them out over the month, see how we get on. But I'm so excited to read this book, and I'm so excited to finish this book. Like, Kennedy Ryan and Emily Henry are two of like my favourite romance authors, favourite authors in general, and I love the way they write. I feel like sometimes they write books for me, even although I know that's not the case. Like, I just feel like they do, and that's so special. Do you know what I mean? Oh, am I gonna cry? Oh, am I gonna get emotional? Who knows? But I don't know, I love feeling like you can connect to a book like that and it just be special. So I'm so excited. But let me see what time it is, because it's 5 to 4. So what I really need to do today is, guess what I'm doing tonight? I'm going to see Challengers tonight. I cannot wait to see this movie. I can't wait. I'm going on my own. I'm going on my own too, because nobody wanted to come with me. And I am an avid cinema goer, like solo cinema goer. I love going to the cinema on my own because it's peace and quiet, really. The only thing about going to the cinema on your own is you kind of have to time what you're going to do first. So I generally scan my ticket, go and pee. If I want to go and get food, and then go in. Because I can't go in, take my food in, and then go back out and pee, because safety reasons, you know. Yeah, there's ways to go about it when you're a solo cinema goer, but I thought to myself, it's opening weekend for the Challengers. I wasn't going to actually go this weekend because I had other things that I wanted to do, but I've seen some TikToks about it, and I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to end up getting spoiled. So I thought, why not just go tonight? I'm not doing anything. So that's all I have for you at the moment. I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go and read a wee bit, and then I'm going to edit a wee bit, and then I'm going to go and see Challengers. And hopefully I'll be able to tell you what it's like after, because I think it's going to be so good. I'm so excited about it. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go. Bye. Ugh. Getting my tennis stance. Is this what tennis players do? I don't know. I don't think I've actually watched a full game of tennis a day in my life, but I'm going to see Challengers now. I'm actually running late. I need to go and get snacks. I don't know where I'm going to get snacks from, but I need to go and get snacks and a juice, and then I can go. But this is the fit. I literally just changed into like oversized Nike sweatshirt. It's Still wearing these joggers because they're just the best joggers ever. And I'm wearing my Crocs with my New Balance socks because I love them. But these are like all-terrain Crocs. Love these bad boys. And then my baggy bag because I'll be able to put snacks and stuff in here. There we go. So I'm going to go because I'm going to be late. I need to put my sunglasses on because I really want to like channel Zendaya in that trailer, you know? Know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. Like, would you think I'm watching tennis? So I'm going to go, but I'll let you know how it is after I come back. Bye! Well, I tell you something, I'm just out of that movie, and what a joy. What a joy that was. Did I enjoy it? Absolutely. Could I tell you what the meaning of any of it was? Absolutely not. I am one of those people that like, I need to, this is why I like books, right? Because I like to sit in the feelings. I like to sit and like kind of think about things that are going on. It all happens too fast in a movie for me. An hour and a half, I'm like, I need to watch that again. Would I watch it again? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. So all in all, Zendaya, fantastic. That bob was bobbing. That bob was bobbing. That walk was walking. And those men were playing some good tennis. Thank you for listening to my review. I'm back in my favourite place to give updates. How are we? I can't even remember. See, because I'm not doing a weekly vlog, I'm kind of all over the place. So like what I've updated you on and all that, because I've also just filmed my wrap up for the month, which honestly did not go well. I really struggle with reading wrap ups for the month. I did say in that video, I'm going to do a different format of wrap up for May. I think hopefully if I can kind of keep up with it, because see at the end of the month, I get so frustrated. I get so unbelievably frustrated filming a wrap up video because I feel like I don't have the right words to describe how I'm feeling about the books, because I've probably, I read 7 books in April, and see by the end of it, I was like, I actually don't remember anything about the first one. Like, I don't remember anything about these books. And it just gets me really frustrated and really annoyed. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think it's great for you guys either, because I'm not really explaining myself that well. So I think for next month, I'm going to try my best to do it in a different format, and hopefully it works out better that way. I really hope so. Either that or I'm just going to stop doing wrap-ups because they honestly hurt my brain. Like, my brain feels fried. Like, I actually have such a headache after filming the videos. Anyway, whinge over. Let's give an update on This Could Be Us. I love it. So basically, I think the last time I spoke to you, I was probably about like that and maybe a wee bit more than that. I really didn't think it was going to get any worse with Edward Barnes. Like, I thought everything that he could have done bad, he did do bad. No, there was another thing, and I was like, oh, you really are a terrible person. You really are a terrible human being for what you've done to your wife and your kids. How can you have been with someone for so long? You've been with Soledad for 20 years. How can you have been with someone for so long, have 3 kids with this person, and treat them this way? It makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. I hate him. I hate him. As I said, fictional male, public enemy number 1, Edward Barnes. He's at the top of the list at the moment. But I have finished this, and luckily we did not see much of him towards the end of this book. We've seen much more of Judah and Soledad's relationship though, and honestly, it just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy, and it gives me hope that you can find a relationship like this later in life. Like, don't get me wrong, I've not lost all hope on relationships and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm only 30. I need to calm down, really. It makes me so happy that at this stage in their life, when the two of them have families on their own, they have different family dynamics between like Soledad and her 3 girls, and then Judah and his 2 boys, and his ex-wife and their ex-wife's husband. There's so much going on that they still find ways to love each other in such a way that is honestly just beautiful. It makes me so unbelievably happy to see something like this in a book. The fact that Judah as well is just so unbelievably kind and gentle and patient and just loving towards Soledad, and as much as he wants to be with her, right, as much as he's like absolutely desperate for them to start the next chapter of their lives together, he's 100% giving her the space. Like, there was a section of this book where he was like, listen, why don't we just calm it, because you clearly need to work through some things. He was like, you don't want to rely on me, and I don't want you to have to rely on me. I want you to be comfortable in your situation before you let me in the picture. And it's just so, it's so adult and I just love it. These are the kind of books that I love. I love characters in their 30s, 40s that are a bit older. It's way more relatable to me at this age. It's one of the best books I've read by Kennedy Ryan. It's such a good series to get into. There's a lot of chat about like love and relationships and family dynamics, and it's just, I love it so much. I gave it 4 stars. I don't know if I'm going to give it 4.5. I tabbed a hell of a lot of it. It's so good, and I would highly recommend everybody reading this. I'm so glad I started this when I did, because as I said, I could feel myself getting really slumpy and I didn't want to get myself really slumpy. So I'm so glad that I read this when I did, because I enjoyed it so much. And I think the Skyland series is one that I will probably reread maybe like a year or 2 years down the line when I've kind of forgot it a wee bit, and I'll have such joy again reading it. It's just one of those books, and it's one of those series that I just think it's going to hit me hard every time, and I love it. You know what's also funny? I actually said I wasn't going to start this book straight after that one, but it had to be my first book that I read in March. It had to be. I started reading Funny Story. Oh my god, I want to give these 2 characters a big hug. Like, I want them to be happy together. I want them to enjoy life together. And I want Peter Collins, fictional male public enemy number 2, to get the I know it's like, I know real life situations like this happen and it makes me so mad, but it makes me so mad. I'm honestly about halfway through. Now I have two bookmarks in here at the moment, right? So I have where I'm actually at in the book, because I started reading this Thursday night and I read a good chunk of it last night, and I got to 50% of the way through and I was like, I'm going too fast. I was like, I need to sit and enjoy this book a lot more. So what I have decided to do is, I've got my wee bookmark in halfway through, so I know where I'm at, but I have decided to go through and tab it, which I have started doing. I haven't really tabbed a lot, but I've tabbed enough. I've decided to tab with purple and orange and then a wee bit of blue, because is that not perfect? They're not perfect. Purple, orange, a wee bit of blue. Nice! All the purple bits are tabs between female main character Daphne and Miles that I love, and then the orange bits are anything between Daphne and her friends that I love, and then blue is anything that I find either relatable or something that makes me cry. Anything that makes me cry could be on one of these, but if it really makes me cry, it's going to be blue. Or if I find it really, really relatable, I'm like blue. So that's what I'm going to do. At the start of the book, you see Daphne kind of recounting how she met our ex-boyfriend, Peter Collins. Our ex-fiancé, actually. Very important point of the story. Her ex-fiancé. And as I said, fictional male, public enemy number 2 of this video, because I can't stand him. I can't stand him in different ways. I don't think the things that he's done is as severe as what Edward Barnes did, but still unacceptable in my opinion. So that's where we're at. But anyway, at the start of the book, she was recounting the story of how they got together and then how they ended up splitting up, and how she ended up rooming with her now roommate Miles, who is the love interest of this story. So Daphne and Miles end up being roommates together because Daphne's ex-fiance runs away with his childhood best friend, who was at the time dating Miles. So the two of them are in turmoil. They're going through the heartbreak situation, they're going through the phases. Miles is actually so funny, like it's so relatable. Like he's sitting watching Bridget Jones, like crying his eyes out. And I'm like, I feel you. I'm like, we've all been there. And he's so cute. Like a lot of people are saying like Crocs are a red flag. I'm joking. Like I'm a massive lover of Crocs. Like how are Crocs a red flag? Are they red flags in men? Let me know why, because I would love to know, because like I really see them as a green flag. I don't know, I just think they're cute. I don't know. Anyway, he's just really nice, and you find out more about him throughout the story, and you find out more about Daphne throughout the story, their kind of backgrounds. And honestly, so far I am just absolutely loving this. I feel like it's a 5 stars already. I wanted to stop where I was halfway through, as I said, because I was like, I'm getting through this too quickly. I really want to sit with it. I really want to savour it. And I'm so glad that this is the first book I'm reading in May, because it's just what I needed. It's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted from Emily Henry. And it's just, again, I just feel like these authors are writing books for me, and I know that is not the case. Like, I know that's not the case, but it feels like it sometimes, and I just love that the way that's the way it is. I love the way that I feel like that. It's really special, and I love it. And I'm not going to get too wimpy today because I'm going to go and eat my lunch actually. That's the first update. I'm going to actually sit and tab more of this, and then hopefully the next update I have for you will be more in this book. Back in my favourite spot, because my hair looks so fluffy now, doesn't it? Oh. Anyway, I don't know what it's doing today. It needs to go behind my shoulders, that's for sure. And see this, like it's too much. It's giving too much. I've clearly had my sunglasses up too long today. Anyway, do you care? Probably not. First of all, before we get to funny story, right, because I feel like I've not really shared much else apart from the funny story and books this week. So I'm kind of going to show you some bits. I was in Waterstones the other week with my friends. We were in just kind of browsing. I'm really trying desperately not to buy books. I bought 3 today. I will be doing a book haul at some point, and then honestly I think it might be my last one for a wee while because I really need to save. The books on the shelf are getting out of control. Like, I can't buy another plastic box to put books in that are on my TBR. So I need to rein it in, essentially. You can also tell me that as well, because I know I need to rein it in. No, actually don't. I was going to say let's keep each other accountable. Let's not do that with me because I won't stick to it. But I thought I would show you what I got the other day because I ended up getting into Waterstones last week as well with my friend. She was getting in, what was she buying again? She was also getting in to get Funny Story because she hadn't pre-ordered it, and she was in Waterstones and she seen that they had the special edition in Waterstones, and she was like, oh, I kind of have to take it home. And I was like, oh, you kind of have to. So anyway, she went to pay for it at the till, and the person behind the desk was like, oh, here's a tote bag because we're giving a tote bag to everybody that buys Funny Story. And I was like, I pre-ordered it. I can't buy it again in store. I can't have 2 copies of Funny Story just for a free tote bag. And the guy was like, oh, do you want one? I was like, yes. I was like, please. I was like, yes, I would love that. He actually laughed at me because I was so excited. I don't care. I was like, yes, please. I would love one. Thank you very much. So anyway, I ended up getting a free Funny Story Emily Henry tote bag. What does it say? It says, may contain a funny story. What a lie. What an absolute fib, because there's nothing funny. There is nothing funny about what happens in this book. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is some funny bits that happen in it, and it is quite funny, but the whole message isn't that funny. Anyway, it's so funny because we were saying that when we come out, because I remember when the 2 were in the works in Glasgow, when Lucy Score's book, I've actually got it up here, when Things We Left Behind came out last year, it must have been, the 2 were in Waterstones, and we seen tote bags behind the desk, and we were like, oh, is that a Lucy Score tote bag? And the person was like, yeah, do you want one? And we were like, yeah. I don't even know why, but we ended up getting them for free because the girl behind the desk was like, oh, we don't have, like, I don't know, honestly don't know why. Why did we? I honestly don't know why we got them for free, but we ended up getting them for free. I was like, what is it when we go out together? We just get a wee free tote bag. How cute is that? So anyway, what is in this bag? What is in this bagoo bag here is what I got from Waterstones. I'll bring it out and stop rustling it. So I was on the lookout for one book in particular because I'll be honest with you, the only thing I want to read right now is books that are going to make me cry. Like, it's my favourite type of book. Like, I love a book that just makes me emotional. I think I've said this consistently. And a lot of people seem to be reading this at the moment, like reading the entire series, and I'm very intrigued by it because it's not a romance book. So I ended up going in looking for Beartown by Fredrik Backman, and I initially went in and I was kind of looking in the fiction section. I checked online in the Waterstones to see if they had any in stock, and they had stock in the Argyle Street store, and I went in and I could not find it in fiction. The only one they had was Us Against You, which is like another one in this series. I think this is 3 books, and I think Us Against You is the second one, and that's the only one they had in the fiction section. And I was like, oh, somebody must have grabbed it, whatever. I was like, I can just go and order it online. I really wanted to pick it up in store. I don't know why, I just really wanted to like pick it up, you know. I ended up saying to the girl, I was like, listen, do you have Beartown by Frederick Backman? And she's like, oh yeah, we've got one left. And I was like, oh cool, where is it? And she went and she was like, oh yeah, it's in Crime. It's in Crime? It's in Crime. I can tell you the last time I set foot in Crime. Like, what's this about? People are crying during this. Like, people are upset. Why is this in Crime? I'm nervous. I really only know that it's about this small town that basically, like, they kind of thrive off of hockey. Like, hockey is like the big thing that happens in this small town. That's the only thing I know about it. So I kind of just want to go in knowing not a lot about this. I've not even read the back because I kind of just want to go into this not knowing a thing and seeing how it is. Like, literally just looked at the back there because I like to spoil myself in books, clearly. I ended up getting this and I'm excited to start this. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I'm excited to do so. As I said, I probably will do a big book haul. Maybe in May, maybe in June. I can't believe next month's June, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm sitting up here with a cup of tea and I talk about, oh, I never even told you about my bookmark. I ended up getting a bookmark as well when I was in, just because I fancied it. I got one when I was in Waterstones last week. I got this one, which I think is really, really nice. It was given very summer vibes, but this is also given very summer vibes. This is also given very much summer vibes, so I thought, get that while I'm in. I don't love the ribbons. Like, the ribbons actually annoy me because they always end up coming undone. But I love the prints, so I ended up getting these. They were like £2 each. So I thought, why not? I'm going to sit and have a cup of tea, which I do have here. And I'm going to sit and talk to you about Funny Story because I think the last time I spoke to you, I was talking about tabbing it, right? And I have tabbed so much of this book. Let me backtrack here, right? So basically what happened is last night I fell asleep and I was like, do you know what, just stop here, you can read more in the morning, you can probably finish it in the morning before you go out, because I was going out into town. So I was like, I'll just read the rest of it in the morning. So I ended up waking up and I read probably about 80 pages of this morning. I have 20 pages left. I had to stop. I was literally in bits. My eyes have never been puffy. Like, I'm not somebody that really kind of suffers from like puffiness around my eyes and anything like that. I cried so hard during those 80 pages that I literally woke up and I was like, you know, like when your eyes are like this, like they were so puffy. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I am literally in bits. I couldn't even finish it. Number one, I was running out of time. And number two, I was like, I actually can't cope. I was going to show you my tabs, wasn't I? So basically, this is all I have tabbed. I have tabbed like quite a good chunk. Like, look at all those tabs. Do you know what I mean? I have blue. I have so much blue towards the end because I'm literally just like crying my eyes out. I love it. I'm so scared about what's going to happen in these next 20 pages. It's a romance, so you're probably guaranteed a happy ending, but I always question it. Like, I always question it. I'm like, are they actually going to have a happy ending? Are they? I'm not sure. Even though there's that not like a rule in romance when it has to have a happy ending. Is that like a rule that romance authors have to follow for? Maybe look that up, actually. I'm going to read the last 2 chapters that I read this morning so that I can kind of get to grips with what happened again, and then I'll read the last 20 pages, which I don't want to do. I don't want this book to be over. I'll give you a proper update once I'm finished it. I love Daphne and I love Miles. Do you know who I hate? I hate Peter Collins. And see Petra, she can get to as well. She can jog on. The two of them are so annoying to me. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got them ready. I'm so nervous. But I'm ready for it. I think... am I? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes anyway. I'm on chapter 36. I think I have 24 pages left to read. Yeah. Okay. Right, okay. I'm already going to cry. I can't stick this. I'm going to cry so hard. Oh my gosh, that wasn't even like, you wouldn't even be able to tell what I said there. Fuming? I'm fuming. No. Oh, I'm trying to keep it together. Obviously, 5 stars. that bird? Have you ever seen me in a hat? I don't think you've ever seen me in a hat because I literally never wear hats, but I'd washed my hair today. And where was I going with this? Like, my hair's gonna be a riot. My hair's gonna be an absolute mess. Are you ready? Right. Do you know what? It's not actually that bad. It's not actually that bad. I can live with that. I'm actually going to take this jumper off as well because I don't feel like wearing it. What I really came to talk about is Funny Story by Emily Henry, because I finished this well over a week ago and just did not have a cohesive train of thought to explain how I felt about this book. Now I don't even know if I'll have a cohesive train of thought today. Shocker to no one, I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it from start to finish. Was there issues with it? Sure. Was there bits about it that I didn't particularly like? Yeah, but I still had that 5-star feeling. So it's 5 stars. It's not a perfect book by any stretch of the imagination, but I absolutely loved this book. What I really liked about this book was Daphne's relationships with the people around her. So I really liked the romantic relationship with Miles, obviously, because it was just so good. It started off as fake dating and then ended up in this like really nice, sweet, loving friends to lovers relationship with a bit of forced proximity because obviously they had to live together. They didn't have to live together, but they chose to live together to go through their heartbreak together, I guess. And it was just really nice seeing their journey on going from friends to lovers and seeing it naturally and very organically like progress in that way. Was it an absolutely like straight line up positive relationship or like positive train? Positive way? What's the word I'm looking for here? It was not smooth sailing. Is what I'm trying to say essentially. There were bumps along the way. The third act conflict between the two main characters, I was a bit disappointed in it, I'm not going to lie, because it was massively miscommunication and I was like, why? Also, what Miles done, which I don't like, here's the thing, people are going to take this good and bad way, right? When he done it, I was like, why have you done that? Why have you done that? Because it looks so bad. It looks so bad. And I know there was no harm in it. I know there was no malice in it. But see, at the same time, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I know he's such a personable, nice, lovely guy, but in my head I was like, why have you done that? I would not have given the person the time of day. Not once. I would not have given them the time of day. I don't care how much help they needed. I would not, no, absolutely not. They would not have got a helping hand from me, that's for sure. Regardless of that, I really liked Miles and Daphne's relationship the way it was. The two of them clearly had things to work through on their own from their childhood, because Miles obviously had his family issues and then Daphne had her family issues because her dad and mum divorced when she was younger and her dad was very flighty, very flaky, in and out, and her mum kind of dotted about the place, living in different places, so she never really had like proper friends growing up. I really liked that Daphne found like a solid friend in this as well, in Ashley, and it was really nice to see her spending time with her colleagues and actually making friends out with Miles as well, because Miles isn't going to be our entire world, you know, the way that she was with Peter, because that was just the kind of relationship they had, whereas with Miles you can be two separate people but still have a life together, and that was just really nice. I'm very chuffed to have found another 5 stars this year, even though this doesn't make me feel the same way that 7 Days in June made me feel. Like 7 Days in June is a perfect book to me. Like I don't know if I will ever feel about another book the same way I feel about 7 Days in June, but this is still a 5-star book to me. It gave me everything I wanted, even though there was some things in it I didn't like, as I said. I still absolutely loved the experience of it, so 5 stars. I feel like this video was a success. I found a 5-star read, I found a 4-star read, I managed to get 2 books off of my new releases TBR, which I'm very, very chuffed about. And also, I was just really excited to get to these 2 books. These were 2 of my most anticipated releases this year, and I'm so glad that I enjoyed both of them. As I said before, I love Kennedy Ryan's writing, I love Emily Henry's writing. I think I love the majority, if not all, of the books that I have read from these authors so far. I still have a good few Kennedy Ryan books to get through. I need to finish the Hoop series, and then I need to go on to the Kingmaker series and then find out what other bits and bobs Kennedy Ryan's wrote, because I really love her writing. I think she's fantastic. I was just so excited to get into this vlog and read these books, and I'm so glad that I enjoyed them. So I would recommend the books, and I hope you enjoy them if you read them. So let me know if you have read them, because then we can chat about them in the comments. But yeah, I'm going to sit here, drink my tea, eat my dinner, and love you and leavies. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a wee like, give it a wee thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!